What's good, guys? So Nick here again. It's Friday morning now. I've just finished up with some morning clients. Today we're actually flying a drone. As you guys know, I do a bit of part-time real estate photography work, so gonna do some aerial shots today. I think we've got 3 properties. I'm going with my dad. We're gonna do some photos and floor plans as well as the aerial stuff. Heading into the Blue Mountains just outside of Sydney. It is freezing. Sydney's 9 degrees. It's currently 9 a.m. Up there is -2 at the moment, and I checked by 10 a.m. it should be about 3 degrees, so it's going to be fresh. Got a big jacket to put on, so hopefully I'll be alright. I'm not good with the cold. Other than that, we're going to come home. Got a few more sessions to do this afternoon, and then I'm going to hit some legs. I wanted to give you guys an update on my hip. I basically retweaked that 2 days ago doing some hack squats. When I break parallel, it's basically my IT band and my TFL where it all connects up to my hip. I'm feeling like this sharp tweak, and it's happened probably twice in the past kind of 3 or 4 leg sessions, and then it gets inflamed and it hurts my glute, and adductor has also been a bit iffy. So it's pretty much my whole left leg's not feeling great. So I booked in with a specialist next Friday, and not a specialist, a good sports physio. Hopefully he can sort it out, and then we can go from there, and I'll keep you guys posted on that. So for the next quite a few weeks, we're going to do some heavy hamstrings, a lot of glute work, because guys should train glutes too. When you get lean, it's just not nothing. You want to have a good bit of muscle on your glutes, and also anything quad related. So any leg extensions, or maybe just some bodyweight squats or high rep leg press. I'm going to do blood flow restricted. So in the big picture, I know I can work around it, and it won't affect me down the line. I'm not going to let it affect me. So let's get this day started. So pretty good day of work. My dad loves his coffee, so we got a few coffees. This is one of the properties we're doing. It was really nice. I'm going to actually put some drone shots on the screen that I took of, I think, the other 2 as well. And then this one here, I was drawing a floor plan floor. So literally pen on paper with a little laser, wandering around the house. You get so fast at these guys. I used to do these at uni just to earn a little bit of extra money. This is literally how I draw them on a bit of paper, then I just enter them into the computer. So here we go, guys. This is a blood flow restricted, well, 90% of this workout is blood flow restricted, meaning what I do, and I've made videos of this in the past, I wrap my upper legs, so pretty much high up in the groin, as high up as you can, and you want to get a good amount of pressure in there. So I use knee wraps. You'll see here they're right up. You can barely see them on this leg extension. And you want to wrap quite tight. For the legs, I actually do anywhere from 8.5 to 9 out of 10, basically meaning 10 would be pulling them as hard as you can. So you're getting a good amount of pressure in there. And what this is going to do, if performed correctly and you use light loads, it's going to the blood's going to be able to enter through arterial blood flow. However, what happens is the blood kind of basically pools and gets stuck with most of the bands and can't leave that muscle you're working. So in this case, it's going to be predominantly quads or legs, upper thighs there. And that's what creates that kind of pump feeling. Usually I go off the rule of thumb that the second set and the third set, you should really start to feel it. And that fourth set of, say, anywhere from 20 or 15 to 30 reps, you will hate. They suck. They're not enjoyable, but it's a good way to get in a lot of hypertrophy work, a lot of damage to the muscle, just through using light loads and using these bands. So obviously you can't do it for your chest or your back, because you got to wrap around your heart, and then that would be dangerous. But you can certainly use it for leg training, arm training, calf training, forearm training, all that sort of stuff. Even shoulders, you could probably get away with it. But I'm using it here for my hip, to be able to work around just some current niggles that I've got with my hip injury, and I'm going to do a video on that in more detail later on. So what we did was we started with leg extensions, and we supersetted those with some kind of partial goblet squats. They weren't full depth, again, because of that hip. And we did 20 reps of each and 4 rounds, so 80 reps of each exercise. And again, guys, it shouldn't really start to hurt until that second or third set, when you can feel that blood is just trapped in there and the pump becomes pretty intense. Sometimes you might even go a little bit numb. Yeah, they suck, but it's good. It's good pain. So know that, and the minute you take them off, it does go away. Then here what we did is some lying hamstring curls, and hamstrings is one of my weaknesses with blood flow restriction. I just struggle to get through, honestly, more than 2 or 3 sets. I feel it from right where the hamstring connects, just at my calf there, all the way up to the glute. Just feels like it's going to rip off the bone. So they certainly suck, and that's a weak point for me with this occlusion training, definitely. So then we use the leg extension you can see here. We made funny faces, and we did glute bridges on here just for convenience. It's nice having the pad across there, and I could go from one machine to the other. I then had a person jump on the machine here, and this was the hardest 20 seconds waiting in my life to get back on the machine, and it made it so hard that I struggled to get through this set. You'll see here, I even unhook my feet and just go back to body weight, and then single leg hamstring curls. That's how much my hamstrings were feeling. I could barely contract one single rep on the lying hamstring curls, just because they were in so much pain. So after that, I went on to some adductor and abductor work. I didn't do these blood flow restricted. I just did higher reps, creating the same sort of metabolic stress for the muscle. And then I did calves with rest pause, which is another intensity technique. Rest pause is basically what I did an all-out set, and then I waited for about anywhere from 5 to 10 seconds, took a few deep breaths, and then with that same load, I did as many sets as I could. It was only 2 in this case, of sets till failure. So all in all, guys, give this one a go. If you could do this as an active recovery day, because it's not that intense. I was done this workout in 25 minutes. You could probably do it in 20 minutes if you needed. And yeah, you could add it to your total volume for the week. Alternatively, you could use this as its own day, and if you're working around injuries like myself. And that was a wrap for this workout. So from here, we had the Sydney Nationals Natural Pro Qualifiers show the next day. Had a few clients competing in here, so I've got some footage here. Hope you guys enjoy it, and hope you enjoyed the informative content, and going to try and do plenty more of this as the weeks go on. Quarter turn. Yeah, perfect. And, oh yeah, buddy. Squeeze that chest. Yep.
Bedroom 90 Dale B.
So just at the graveyard. Sounds creepy, I know. It's our favourite place to take Louis. Got a coffee. We're sharing a cherry Danish. It's quite nice. Oh, big face. I'm just walking around being creep. Like it, there's so many little zigzags and ways he can run through, so if I run away, he often chases. Here's his mum here. Louis! Good boy, hello.